So, since Darunia is a sage and, like, doesn't visit the real corporeal world anymore, does that mean that Darunia is effectively dead to his kid? Because, like, Darunia's probably never gonna visit him again. The sages are special people. They can never traverse the normal world again, or at least that's how it seems from in-game anyway. Anyway, hey everybody, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Last time, we ventured into the Fire Temple and its mysterious chanting, and we defeated the dragon Volvagia and rescued every single Goron that was locked inside from the hands of death from, I was gonna say cannibalism, but a dragon is most definitely not a Goron, so death by consumption. There we go. Much more normal term. This time, we're probably going to focus a little bit more on side content, but I would like to complete the next main objective in the main quest, because at a certain point, the main quest is going to be basically all we have to do anymore, so yeah. We might be getting to the next main quest thing, we might not be, but either way, let's start right here in Goron City. There's a couple of side things that I've yet to see, and I want to say one of them is right through this tunnel. There should be a bunch of walls we've bombed away. Yes, indeed, this large guy. He said that he has something for sale for 200 rupees, and guess what? We have 200 rupees now. How about buying this knife for 200 rupees? Quite an expensive knife, but, I mean, knives are kind of expensive, so it does check out. Let's do it. The Giant's Knife. Hold it with both hands and use B to attack. It's so long, you can't use it with a shield. I think they mean to say heavy because you have to carry it with two hands, therefore you don't have a hand free for a shield. It's not really the sword's length that's the problem, but, you know, its length causes it to be heavy, therefore, yeah, you get it. Alright, so here's the Giant's Knife. We're going to be bringing this thing into combat because it is a decent upgrade over the Master Sword, at least I'm pretty sure. It does deal more damage than, you know, the Sword of Evil's Bane that seals the darkness. Kind of funny how that works. Anyway, there's also another room I want to check out that I believe requires use of the Megaton Hammer, so let's get that out. And then let's talk to Navi. Let's see what she's saying. So I would like to confirm with her real quick. An Arctic wind is blowing from Zora's river. Do you feel it? No, because I'm inside a cave under the ground. Therefore, how do you know it's coming from Zora's river? How would you know where the wind is coming from if you even did feel a wind from here? I suppose you're just recalling our experiences anytime we were outside, but still. Right now, that's not exactly relevant, but it's still good to know. That's supposed to be the pointer to your main objective. We want to visit Zora's domain next. Whenever we get around to that, you know? Alright, let's try going over here first. Can't remember what this next thing I want to do is. I don't think I'm able to do this yet, but I do think, okay, Navi's flying down there. Let me use the ocarina, see if I can summon Song of Time blocks on this lava pool, as they're called. Because, you know, you play the Song of Time and you make the block go away, or you make it move positions, or you make one appear, like here. You make one appear like here. There's a really cool detail involved with these Song of Time blocks that I do hope to show off later on, if I remember to. Alright, so let's climb to this one. Then I want to say... Oh, right, okay. I may have explored this way last time and saw that I couldn't do that and forgot that I couldn't do that, but yeah, I don't think we can do that. If we were to play the Song of Time again, I'm pretty sure it would get rid of the block underneath us. You know what? It might not. Let's go back. I don't know. The rules with these Song of Time blocks can be kind of weird, so let's play it again and let's see if anything different happens. Or if we'll just fall into the lava and die. That's entirely possible. Would be funny. Please, can it happen? Actually, I'm kind of hoping for it. No, okay, nothing happens. So, our hookshot is not long enough, or does not reach far enough to reach the hookshot target on the other side. So, I guess we'll have to come back to that some other time, when we get some other ability that lets us reach that far with the hookshot. Wonder what that could be. Okay, in the meantime, this goes back down. That's not useful. I thought there was another way to go somewhere over here on this side. Maybe through these rocks? Okay, yes, there's a doorway. There's a doorway right here. What is through this? Okay, here we go. So this is a bunch of rocks. You can blow some of these up with bombs. I guess they're not boulders, they're rocks, but I don't know. That's just a perfect excuse to reference that SpongeBob episode. It's not just a boulder, it's a rock. Oh, you can't use the Megaton Hammer on those. Okay. Alright, you need something else for those. Okay, but you can still use the Megaton Hammer on the normal rocks in lieu of a bomb. Is lieu how you pronounce that word? In lieu? I don't know. Okay, these ones can be Megaton Hammered. They take 2 hits, cannot be blown up with a bomb, but they can be hammered. Then doing so unlocks a chest, which contains... Oh, okay. That was actually really good. I just spent my 200 rupees, and then I got 200 more rupees. That's probably like the most worthwhile gold rupee I have ever found in this game. I know they're called huge rupees, but they're clearly gold rupees. We're gonna go by color. They're clearly gold. All right, hit you out of the way. Another chest. Uh-oh. Please don't say these have more rupees in them. Please, 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 please. God damn it. It's fine. It's not really necessary. This last one's definitely gonna have more rupees in it, but I'll take it regardless. 50 more, 50 more. Okay, so that's 100 whole rupees that we didn't get to use. Whatever. Actually, let's check, do I have enough golden skulltulas? Okay, I should. I don't think I've gotten the reward for having 30 collected yet, so we'll definitely have to make a pit stop back at Kakariko Village to see what that gives us. Hopefully it's another wallet upgrade. I would really like it to be another wallet upgrade. I can't remember what it is, so I suppose we'll find out in due time. All right, out here we go. That is pretty much everything in Goron City that I wanted to see, so yeah, let's make our way down to Kakariko Village. Since there's not gonna be anything interesting or new to see along the way, I suppose I'll just cut ahead to when I'm there. Hello there, you can be hammered. You give absolutely nothing, but you can at least be hammered. That's something interesting, right? All right, welcome back to CAC. That's what speedrunners call this place, apparently, or so I've heard. Do we have another reward to claim here? Yes, we do. Okay, the guy in the back is now freed. I do not believe he was freed before. What shall you give me? The curse has been broken. Thank you. Here's a reward for you. Yes, you got the Giant's wallet. What a huge wallet. Now you can carry up to 500 rupees. This is the largest wallet. So yeah, it doesn't exactly solve the problem of having too many rupees on you or having the cap for rupees be too low, but it is super nice to have. So now most of the rupee chests we find will actually be useful to us, you know, unlike the frickin' purple rupees we discovered before. Okay, next up, I would actually like to head back to Kokiri Forest. If you remember, I offered Kojiro here to that one guy in the Lost Woods, but he gave me an item that was time sensitive, and at the time I was on the way to something else. I didn't have enough time to take care of his little side quest, so I think we're gonna change that this time. First of all, let me cut up some grass, get the new blue rupee that I can finally carry around in my brand new oversized wallet. I suppose it is a little oversized. It is a wallet meant for a giant, after all. Because even the giants are only allowed to carry 200 rupees. That's how it works here in Hyrule, you know? What's the menu out of Forest again? I got there eventually. All right. Memorizing all these songs is so hard for fast travel. It's an interesting fast travel system, but it's also fairly inconvenient for that reason. Like, if you don't remember the songs, then you have to go to the menu and look at them. At least the songs are really good, so it's kind of hard to forget them, but still. Oh, you know what? I haven't tried playing Saria's song as Adult Link. Why don't we do that real quick as I change into my Kokiri tunic real quick? Just so I fit in better, you know? Just so I camouflage with the woods. All right. What happens now? Because we know Saria is a sage. Are we going to be calling her in the sage realm wherever she is? You want to talk? Yes, I do. Now, why do I have to go through you every time? Link, this is Saria. Can you hear me? Link. At first, I didn't want to become the Sage of the Forest. But I'm glad now. Because I'm helping you to save Hyrule, Link. Yes, I am! Very insightful, thanks, Saria. Alright. I didn't really expect her to have much interesting to say, but it's at least nice that she acknowledges being a sage. You know, it's a nice little detail. But that's probably all she will ever say for the rest of the game, and I did not realize that the upswing dealt damage. Good to know. For fuck's sake, man. And of course it knocked you all the way back to the beginning. Hitting you with the Giant's knife. Get destroyed. Well, there goes our Giant's knife. Yeah, so the Giant's knife will break extremely quickly, just like my spine will right there being stabbed by that guy. And then after that point, you can still swing it, but not only is its range puny, it has the lowest damage of anything in the entire game. I believe it only deals 1 damage, like internally, that's the exact value. And yeah, it's a little bit flimsier than that guy let it on. It was a bit of a scam. I kind of like that. It's like, hey, want to buy an upgraded sword that's even better? Look at how big it is. You can swing it with 2 hands. You're going to be so powerful. And then it just fucking breaks. It's fantastic. I want to say you can go back and talk to him again and buy another one that's a little bit stronger, lasts a couple of extra hits before it breaks, just in case you want to, but there's something far more lucrative that you can do instead of keep buying giant knives from that guy all over and over again. After all, they are 200 rupees each. Not at all worth the price. Have I used the magic bean in this zone yet? I might have, but I might have not. Let's try it. This takes you up here. Okay, that's all it does. Hang on. Okay, we got it. We gotta step on it again real quick. 1 second. There we go. Weird how the business scrubs aren't here anymore. I guess it does kind of show that, like, you know, sometimes life moves on in the world, and sometimes you don't always find the same, like, living plants. The living plants, you know, as opposed to the dead plants. Sometimes I forget that plants are forms of life and that they are alive. It's just something weird about me. Okay, I think there may have been a piece of heart up there, and I think I already got it. It's just, I have such long gaps between recording these videos that it's hard for me to remember. Alright, here's Mido. Do you say anything now that we've defeated, the Forest Temple?
Oh, I see. Saria won't ever come back. But I made a promise to Saria. If Link came back, I would be sure to tell him that Saria had been waiting for him. Because Saria really liked... Hey, you. If you see him somewhere, please let him know. And also, I'm sorry for being mean to him. Tell him that too.
Wow, character development! Alright, that's cool. Aside from the fact that final dialogue was off-center for some weird reason. A lot of this game was kind of cobbled together last second, if you couldn't tell. Not really last second, but still. I think Ocarina of Time had a very... how shall I put it? Hellacious development. Where, like, so much of it was spent working on and refining the engine that, like, they only had a little bit of time left to make the game. I'm not really sure exactly how it went, but I hear that it was a bit, you know, it was a bit messy, the development of this game. Which makes perfect sense. I mean, they were breaking new ground, doing stuff nobody's ever done before. Of course the development's gonna be a bit messy. Hello there, sir. I have come back with your blue chicken once again. I should talk... Hold on. There we go. I like how he can sense I have the blue chicken before I even pull it out. Kojiro? Why? Normally only a nice guy like me could save you. We've heard this before. We must be a nice guy. Must be. Please, Mr. Nice Guy, please. He's forgotten who I am since then. Deliver the stuff to the old hag in the potion shop at Kakariko Village. This will disappear if you take too long, so you gotta hurry. Okay. Got an odd mushroom. A fresh mushroom like this is sure to spoil quickly. Take it to the Kakariko Potion Shop, quickly! We have 3 minutes to make it all the way to Kakariko Village. So what we want to do is probably find a way to exit the Lost Woods as quick as possible, which is just right here. You know, we're right next to the entrance. We could just take the normal exit out. If you teleport, the timer will hit 0 instantly. You must go all the way there manually. Don't worry though, it's not that far away. It definitely doesn't take longer than 3 minutes to do. Well, it will take longer than 3 minutes to do if I go the wrong way, like I currently am. Let's actually start heading back the correct direction. That one Kokiri girl was just like standing and staring towards Link's house. I wonder why. Does she say anything special? Anything special? In case I didn't enunciate that clearly enough, because it sure didn't sound like I enunciated it clearly enough. It's weird. Sometimes it sounds like I don't enunciate words well enough in my head, but then I hear them in the recording and they sound fine, so I don't know. It's just the difference of hearing my own voice in my own head versus hearing my voice anywhere else. I wonder, if you're deaf, can you still hear your voice? Like, I'm not really sure about that. You could probably feel the vibrations of it, but would you actually, like, know what your voice sounds like? Probably not. You probably wouldn't be able to pick up the vibrations as sound, but, you know, it's one of those things that sometimes I wonder aloud for, like, 5 minutes, and then I stop. Oh, I should have called Epona, you know? Epona would have been a great help for this, but I didn't use her, whoops. I'm nervous about... Okay. I'm nervous about using the Sun Song because it supposedly fast-forwards time. It probably fast-forwards the time limit as well, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna wait out in Hyrule Field for it to be daytime. Because we're here at Kakariko Village, and although we've exhausted half our time limit, I think we will have enough time to wait until day, go into the village, and get into the potion shop. Because I'm sure the potion shop is closed at night, like most places are, and I do know my way around Kakariko Village, so I know how to get to the potion shop. I would prefer if the game could start daytime quickly, though. That you know, would be nice. Would be very nice game if you could, you know, do that. Just, you know, start rising the sun. Let me have a sip of water. Hopefully, by the time I'm done having the sip of water, the sun will be rising. Okay, I'm done having the sip of water, and where's the sun? Oh, no. Well, I'm scared to try the Sun Song, so I don't want to. I think I can make it all the way there in 38 seconds. Okay, you know what? It's morning enough. Let's fucking go. I want to wait to enter until I hear that, but I don't have time. I don't have time. Let's just go. Let's go. Let's just hope that the way is clear, despite it being still kind of the middle of the night. All right, come on, come on, come on, come on. We can do this. I know that I could probably be moving faster by walking backwards, but it's okay. Just don't jump. That wastes so much fucking time. Oh, God. No, I'm not making it. I'm not making it. There's no way I make this. There is no way I make this. Oh, God. No. All right. All right. Well, here's our time to experiment. Does the Sun Song reset the timer? Let's find out. No. Why is... Oh, that's not a button I could press. Okay. Not sure why I thought it was. Wait. What? Oh, that's the button. Okay. I got very confused there, sorry. I thought the left trigger was one of the Ocarina buttons that I had set. It is not. Okay, no, it does not reset. Well, my bad. Alright, guess we're gonna have to go back then. Oh! It teleports you right in front of the guy. That's convenient. Look at you, Ocarina of Time. Not wasting all my goddamn time like you usually do. Thank you. Koshiro, okay, he doesn't even acknowledge. Okay, it basically like reverts time back to before you even tried to deliver it. That's funny. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Deliver, yeah. Why can I not skip this dial? That I can skip? What the hell? What is with this game? Why? And I can't skip this either. Oh my God. Ocarina of Time, why are you like this? All right, let's do this better this time. Let's actually use the Sun Song. Or we could also ride Epona on the way there. That would be pretty fun. And I can go the correct direction in Kokiri Forest, you know. Would be nice, would be helpful. Why is the texture so stretched on this log right here? You see that? Yeah, that's definitely wood. That's not just a stretched texture or anything. That's absolutely wood. It looks like the static from Slender the 8 Pages whenever we're looking at Slender Man. Alright, Epona's song. That is... perfect. Nailed it. First try. I did play a wrong note at first, but we can ignore that. It's just one wrong note. Come on. Hello, Epona. I hear you are back here somewhere. You're stuck on a tree. Okay, interesting. That works, though. Come on, come on, come on. Reason number 2000 why I don't really like Epona's controls very much. Finding the zone to be able to actually mount her is very, very difficult for no real reason. All right, here we go. We now have plenty of time. In fact, I might be able to make it there before the sun sets, which will be very nice. So, why does the Sun Song, the fast-forward time song, not cause the timer to run out instantly, but warping with fast travel does? It's a convenience feature, I understand, but I'm thinking about this in, like, you know, in-universe logic. Why does the Sun Song not fast-forward the timer, but teleporting does? Very weird. Maybe it's like everything around Link is in fast-forwarded time, but Link himself and the items he's carrying aren't. And then with teleporting, you're on like it's a very slow teleport, so Link is actually experiencing a lot of time passes. I don't know. These things are interesting to think about, though. Sometimes. Hey, whatever happened to the guard outside of Death Mountain, the one that called us Mr. Hero and laughed at us at first, and then we showed him the letter from Zelda, and he was like, oh, okay, I guess you really are a hero. Sure. And then we bought a mask for him, and that got him on our side, you know. Bribery, it always works. All right, this is the potion shop who has the person we must deliver the mushroom to. Let's do that. Here we go.
That bum, he had to go into the forest. I see. Hey, give it to me now.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. No one says that, do they?
If you see that fool, give this to him. It is the strongest medicine I have ever produced. However, this potion will not work on a monster.
You received an odd potion. It may be useful for something. Hurry to the Lost Woods. Are we about to have another time limit?
They say that there is no medicine that can cure a fool. I guess that's true.
Okay, but then why are you giving me a potion to take to that guy in an attempt to cure him if you think he's a fool? If there's no medicine that can cure a fool, then why are you even bothering trying? I don't know. I guess this is just a test. I guess this is a little experiment. So I think we've already been in here before, so I don't need to introduce her again, but yeah. Can you actually, like, buy something from her? I can't remember.
Ultimate potion? How about 100 rupees?
Sure. All right, we got a blue potion. Drink it with C to recover your life energy and magic power in one easy gulp. Why does easy gulp sound dirty to me? I don't know why. It shouldn't sound dirty, but it does. All right. Since this is not a time limit based, we can indeed play the Minuet of Forest and get back there. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Why does it take me so long to remember what the first couple notes are every time? I don't know why. All right, go back to the Lost Woods, go back to where we were. Okay, you know, honestly, it is so much faster to make your way to the end of the Sacred Forest Meadow and then, you know, exit into the Lost Woods, then go out to Kokiri Forest and re-enter, which puts you right next to where the dude is. So I think I'm gonna do that this time. We've already seen this though, so I'm just gonna cut ahead. Here we are, out in Lost Woods. Now we take one of the exits. Sorry about my weird voice right now. I currently have ice in my mouth because I'm drinking ice water. And I do like to chew the ice. It's very small ice, so hopefully it's not bad for my teeth or anything like that. Fairy, who are you and what have you done with the guy? Fairy? Explain yourself. Where is the guy? Where is he? Oh god! Evil Spectrum Child has appeared! I'm leaving! Alright, no. Let's talk to her.
That guy isn't here anymore. Anybody who comes into the forest will be lost. Everybody will become a Stalfos. Everybody. Stalfos. So he's not here anymore.
That is incredibly scary. You know, for such a friendly sounding area, it kind of has a creepy, like, story behind it, where if you get too deep into these woods and you get lost forever, you become a Stalfos, a skeletal dude who just attacks anyone that they see. Yeah, that's pretty scary. And to have this girl saying it, of all things, that only makes it even creepier. Anyway, I think what you're supposed to do here is, yeah, you want to show her the potion.
That medicine is made of forest mushrooms. Give it back!
Okay, I will. Please don't kill me. Oh god, you gave me a saw. You were about to use this on me if I didn't give it, aren't you? Or weren't you? That's what I meant to say. You returned the odd potion and got the poacher saw. The young punk guy must have left this behind.
Are you going to be too?
I don't plan on it. So I'm gonna get the hell out of here while I still can. We're never coming back here. This place is too scary now. Bye. The translation on her dialogue is extremely wonky, but in a way that somehow makes it more ominous. It's one of the few times where I actually kind of like it. Alright, Poacher's Saw. Now there's the question. Who do we give this to? Oh, okay, I think I know who to give this to. We're gonna have to go a little bit out of the way of it. Also, I absolutely love Link's expression right now. I paused mid-blink, and so he's just, like, giving me a stink eye through the inventory. I love that. Can you check the map for this? Ah, yes. Okay, so you see that red arrow. That's actually pointing out where we need to take the next item. I believe this is officially, well, it's not introduced in the 3DS version of the game, but the 3DS version actually points out the fact that the arrow exists, unlike the N64 version where it's just kinda there and you have to assume that that's what it means. But yes, this is showing that we need to take the Poacher Saw, Shaw, yes. Yes, we are Hornet from Hollow Knight, Shaw. Anyway, we need to take the Poacher's Saw to Gerudo Valley. Why don't we do that? I keep going silent after I say things as if I'm gonna cut ahead, like this is a main channel Let's Play or something. Nah, man, this is Omen C2. I'm not editing these videos that much. Can I stop doing this to my future self? I mean, all I have to do is just find the spots where I'm silent and cut them out, but still, it's still at least some effort when I'd rather just have the video be done, you know? With these types of videos, I just want to, like, get in, record them, and then upload them, pretty much. Hello, Epona. Let us head to Gerudo Valley. Fun fact. I guess. Fun fact. Is that how I should be presenting this? I don't really know. Anyway, though, with Epona, you can actually get into Gerudo Valley at basically any time in the game, though I don't think you can fully progress through it at the current moment of the game. So I think we're going to have to wait until later to go through there fully, but we can at least, you know, give the Poacher Saw to whoever needs it over there. I don't know how we know that someone in Gerudo Valley needs it, but we just do, you know? Hylians can kind of, like, communicate telepathically, so I'm sure some god from the heavens talked to Link and told him to, like, mark an arrow on Gerudo Valley for some reason after he got the Poacher Saw. And so once he connects the dots, you know, you can easily figure that out. That's just my best guess for how we know, though. Alright, let me get around this fence because it is the biggest, longest fence in the history of fences, and oh my god, is it annoying to traverse around. Go underneath the overhang. Boy, am I glad to have the Poe Hunt quest over with, man. I keep, like, every time I go out in Hyrule Field, I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna have to do that at some point. But no, I don't. It's over with now. It's done. I never have to think about it again. Okay, there's some boulders around here that can be hit with the Megaton Hammer. I don't think there's much hidden behind them, but I suppose we could check them out on our way back out. Hello, Gerudo Valley. It's nighttime, so unfortunately we don't get to hear the amazing music, but as we approach the bridge, you can see things are a little bit different over here. Just like everywhere else. Yeah, the bridge is out, but there's no guards anymore. So theoretically, if we could cross the bridge, then we'd be able to make it to the other side. No diving line won't do you any good. That is the exact same. Does this have anything hidden underneath it? Let us check with the Megaton Hammer. Hiya! Hiya! No. Okay. Most of these boulders don't have anything. I'm gonna check both of them just in case. Like, maybe one of them is hiding a secret grotto or something. And then after I do that, I may as well break these ones too, because why not? Then after that, we'll give the Poacher Saw. I'm never gonna get to the main quest objective this time, am I? Actually, I think I'm getting pretty close. I want to say I'm getting pretty close to being able to tackle that. I'm only 32 minutes through this video, and a decent bit is going to be cut out, so yeah, I think we'll have enough time to complete the next main quest objective, to unlock access to the next dungeon. That is my goal. I have to be a little hazy and vague with the details, because I don't exactly want to spoil what we're going to be doing, but yeah. So, you charge at the bridge with Epona, you can leap across the gap Western style. I absolutely love that. Going back to how Shigeru Miyamoto really wanted you to be able to ride a horse around like a Western movie or whatever, he also really, really wanted you to be able to jump over a canyon like that at a certain point in the game, and so that's why that was added. It's pretty cool. There is another way to cross that bridge. Epona is not necessary to finish this game. You never have to unlock her at all, because there is another way to cross that bridge, but riding Epona across is the far cooler and much more fun way to do it, so of course that's what I chose to do this time. Okay, we got a chest hidden behind these boulders. Let's see what it has. If it has rupees, well, good news, I can actually hold them. Yay! It's so nice being able to hold rupees in your fucking wallet, you know? You there! You're the carpenter from Kakariko Village 7 years ago. You seem to have moved over here for whatever reason. Also, you might want to get that strawberry jam stuck from the inside of your mouth. You might want to swallow it at some point. You don't want to keep that in there for too long. It'll become very stale soon. I am a master craftsman. Those Gerudo thieves, they broke the bridge. I want to fix it, but all of my workers are gone. They said working as carpenters isn't cool, and they went to the Gerudo's fortress to become thieves. Hey you, if you're going to the fortress, would you mind finding out what my workers are doing over there? Sorry, I'm not exactly interested in doing that right now, but would you like a saw? Hey, that saw! It's mine! But I thought I left that saw with my old lady. Oh well, my big Goron tool broke, so I was going to Goron City to get it repaired.
Your coming here is great timing. Will you give me my saw?
Sure indeed. Sure indeed. No one has ever said that before. I've invented a new phrase.
Good kid, thanks. I'm sorry I can't give you something as good in return, but take this anyway.
God, some of this NPC dialogue is so incredibly weird, I gotta be honest. Traded the poacher saw for a broken Goron sword. So you too bought the giant's knife from that guy and got scammed. That makes us two peas in a pod. Before I go though, let's check out the inside of this tent. Oh god, the pre-render graphics. Okay. You know, I feel like this one might be one of the worst pre-rendered images in the entire game. Not that most of them look good, but like still, this one looks especially bad for whatever reason. Hello there.
I'm the wandering running man. I've run all over this land in search of competitors who have a true killer instinct. I came here to run through the haunted wasteland, but it doesn't look like good timing for that. Though I want to go back to Hyrule Field, the bridge is, well, you can see it from here, so I'm stuck here inside this tent. I don't think I can accept your challenge right now.
He seems to have a racing challenge that we'll have to come back and take him up on later, but right now the bridge is broken, so nothing we can do there. So instead, let's climb back on Epona, jump to the other side of the bridge, and make our way to the next main quest of actually, no, wait, we need to deliver this to something. Okay, wait, look at the map. Okay. We have to bring this up, I remember this, we have to bring it to the top of Death Mountain. So you know what? We actually don't need Epona. Who needs Epona when you have an Ocarina of Time that'll teleport you right to the top of Death Mountain at the playing of a song? I was gonna say at the press of a button, but like, no, you're not really I mean, you are kind of pressing the holes to play the notes, and of course, with the game, you're pressing the buttons to play the notes, but still. There we go, I can never forget that one. It's so simple, but so effective. I love the Bolero Fire, man, it's so catchy. Alright, here we go, Death Mountain Crater. So I believe it is the very top of Death Mountain where you can access the main entrance to Death Mountain Crater. Oh, right, I forgot I don't have the Goron tunic on. Let's fix that real quick. This is where you need to take the broken Goron sword. So, I thought that teleporting to Death Mountain Crater and going out the entrance that way would be a lot quicker. And I am correct, it is a lot quicker. I know, that's a lot of confidence coming from me. Confidence I don't normally have because I'm a little on the humble side. That almost worked. That can totally work. We just need to, you know, not suck. All right, fly around this platform, do a little orbit, do a little do-si-do, fly over here, and jump off. Perfect. Then we climb up the rest of the way until we hit the entrance, then the magic bean just keeps flying on its own. It kind of looks adorable. We also don't tilt the control stick left at any point in the process. You know, that would help. All right, third time's the charm. Here we go, here we go. We got this. We got this. Leap. Leaping lizards. Leaping Lizalfos. If Koopa was in this game, he'd totally say that. Come on! Come the fuck on! Fourth time's the charm? One of these times has gotta be the charm, I swear to God. It's because, like, I want to correct myself. I can tell I'm drifting to one side of the plank, so I want to correct myself, but because of how sensitive the analog stick is when playing this game through emulator, I overcorrect and I end up falling. Okay, this should be good, this should be good. I never had to go this way at all. The entrance was right to my right. I didn't have to go up the plank at all. Well, that was a big waste of time, wasn't it? It was a funny waste of time, though, so I'm not cutting that out. I'm including that in the video. All right, up here at Death Mountain Trail, we can see on the high, we can see this guy on the side of the mountain. He is somehow even larger than the huge guy inside of Goron City. My brother opened a new store. It's Medigoron's Blade Store. More like Mid-Goron's Blade Store. I'm kind of surprised they didn't go with that. However, I am better at making blades. Hylian carpenters praise me for my skills. I'm not lying! Is this why a carpenter gave me this sword? Have anything else to say? Okay, that's it. What if I show you the broken sword? Not that you can see it right now because your eyes are shut. That broken knife is surely my work. I really want to repair it, but because of yesterday's eruption, my eyes are irritated. There are fine eye drops in Zora's domain. You will find them if you go to see King Zora. Please go get the eye drops. Okay, well, turns out our side quest is sending us along the main quest anyway. I actually forgot about this. Yes. Checked in the broken Goron sword and received a prescription. Go see King Zora. If he's, you know, alive and well. If he's not a sage. I sure hope he isn't a sage, or else this would be very inconvenient. Also, gotta love the seam in this wall here. Okay, well, that about exhausts everything I wanted to do in the way of side quests, so let's take him up on that offer. Let's go to Zora's domain. Let's see what we can do there. Where should I start? I guess I can just go back to the forest and start from the beginning of Hyrule Field. I wish I had... Okay, I do have the Temple of Time warp, right. There we go. That's also a pretty simple one to remember. I can't decide which of these fast travel songs is my favorite one. The Prelude of Light is up there, the Bolero of Fire is up there, the Minuet of Forest is also pretty good, but probably not up in the top 3. Then again, I think there's only one more warp song we haven't heard that would also be in the top 3. Because, you know, that's kind of how this works and all. If one of the 3 warp songs we have right now isn't in the top 3, then we've only seen 2 of the songs that are in the top 3. Therefore, there is one more song that's in the top 3. You know, basic math. Alright, let's go back through here. We can put on the Kokiri tunic again, just so we blend in with the grass a little bit more. I don't know, it just feels nice and appropriate, even though the Kokiri tunic technically does absolutely nothing for you that the other tunics don't already do. Like, you know, Goron tunic resists fire, Kokiri tunic just doesn't. It's just a thing. It's just green. It looks kinda neat, I guess. Alright, do we need to summon Epona? I don't think so. I think we can just walk over to Zora's River. It's not a huge journey or anything. It's not a very eventful one either, though. Hup, skate, hup, skate, yeah! Sorry for the lack of uploads on this channel recently. I have been readjusting to being back in school. And, you know, my new semester, while not exactly, like, hectic, it's taken up a lot more time than I've expected. At least it's not like last semester where I had evening classes, so sometimes I was there at campus literally, like, all day. And, like, on Thursdays last semester, I just literally couldn't do anything video-related the entire day, because I was there from morning till night, and it was ridiculous. It was so annoying. I don't have any evening classes this time, but it still takes up a decent chunk of my day, and by the time I get home, I usually don't really feel like recording anything. Okay, oh, have we... I don't believe we've ridden this yet. I don't believe we've ridden this Magic Beam platform, because I don't believe we've gone down Zora's River ever since... Yeah, okay. That should bring us at least closer to the Piece of Heart, or it'll bring us all the way down... Hold on. We have a Piece of Heart to get. Don't get too ahead of yourself, Magic Beans. Oh, it went right by the... It was about to go right by the Piece of Heart, if only I was at least slightly patient. I'll be honest, it's really hard for me to gauge my own patience. Like, I wanna say I'm a patient person, that I'm more patient than the average person. Like, I can sit through slow burn movies. Like, I just watched Iron Lung the other day, and a lot of people found it very slow and boring. Well, I found it pretty interesting most of the time, because, like, you know, I have seen slow burn horror films like Alien before, and so it wasn't too unfamiliar to me. Then again, though, whenever I'm playing a game and I have, like, one inconvenience, sometimes I flip out and, like, go off the deep end of rage and whatnot. Happened a lot in my first playthrough of Silk Song. So, I don't know. It's really hard for me to judge my own patience. So I think I should... I don't know where I should go to hit that Piece of Heart, but it's gonna be really hard to get it as I pass by, so I think I need to find some other platform to land on and try to reach it from there. Alright, shut. Yes, shut. Thank you. I get it, you're an Octorok, you exist. Wow, Adult Link is so tall, he can stand in Zora's river and not be submerged. That's funny. Or, you know, not really submerged, but like, you know, he cannot be in the swimming animation. I like that. You are so tall, a mere river is weak under your might. It also just goes to show how oddly shallow this river is. Okay, here we go. I should be able to make that jump if I don't think you can use the hook shot on Pieces of Heart. Even if I could, I don't think I can reach it. No, I can't reach it with that, okay. Yeah! God. Okay, I can think of another item that will let me get to that Piece of Heart easily. I don't know if I have to wait until that item to get it. It would be nice if I could get it right now, but if not, I can always just come back for it later. Hello? Okay, I'm not too tall for the entire river. I guess we can just ignore the Piece of Heart for now. There's probably a way to get it with just the Magic Beam platform and with just, you know, like, jumping off onto something else, but I don't know what that is at the moment. Is it just, like, up there? Can I make a jump as Adult Link that I couldn't make as Young Link? Possibly. I'll try for it one more time, and if I can't get it, we'll just go right to Zora's Domain. Alright. I'm done. Let's go to Zora's Domain already. Hey, are the frogs still here? I guess I should have stopped by the log and checked. I don't think they are, though. I don't think the frogs are still here. I think that's a Young Link exclusive thing. Hello, Rock. It's my new pet Rock. Let's bring it with me. To face whatever horrors await us in Zora's Domain, because I've got a feeling something happened to this place, too. And as we approach this place, you might notice a few snowflakes in the air. Also, I heard a Skulltula. Where's that? Where's the Skulltula? I'm not distracted by the Skulltula. Skulltula is way more important. Oh, it's all the way back there. Oh my god, that is so far away. Can I even reach that? No. No, I cannot. I'm gonna need something extra to reach that. Awesome. That's a lot of things I have to remember to come back for later. Okay, it's only 2, but that's a lot in my book. Alright, Zelda's Lullaby. Let's open up the waterfall, get back in here. That is right? Yes, it is, okay. Probably the easiest song to remember in this game because of how many freaking times you have to play it. The waterfall parts ways, and we are allowed inside. I see. Zora's Domain is the Hyrule equivalent of Canada. It makes perfect sense now. Okay, no, honestly, it makes more sense for, like, Snowhead Mountains and Majora's Mask to be the Zelda equivalent of Canada. Yeah, Zora's Domain is completely frozen over. I didn't need to tell you that. You could just observe it for yourself. That felt like a little bit of hand-holding coming from me. What am I, a tutorial NPC? What am I, Navi? Alright, anyway, I see there's an unlit torch over here. Can I light this up with Din's fire? I mean, I have nothing else to use my magic on, so we may as well try. Light that up, and then I think there's more torches this way we can light up. Lighting up these torches unlocked a chest for us back in the Young Link's time. I don't think that's gonna be the case here, though. Also, it sounded like the other torch burned out. Okay, no, it's still lit. Then we broke the side. Sorry, guys. Is there another torch on this path? No, I guess not. We can see that the shop down here, if I show it off again, it's covered in some kind of red ice. We used fire on it, but not only did the fire not affect the normal ice down there, it's definitely not gonna affect that red ice. That red ice is a lot stronger than normal ice. We're gonna need something else to take care of that. Like a flamethrower. Actually, no. I just said fire wouldn't be that effective on it. Oof. Rough way to go, buddy. Like, man, dying of hypothermia is one thing, but dying of being encased in ice is a whole other thing. Though, for some reason, in the realm of video games, being encased in ice almost always means you're still alive, so there's still some hope that the King of the Zoras is still alive. Hopefully. King Zora's throne room. To hear the king's royal proclamation, stand on the platform and speak to him. Ah, yes. The king's very royal proclamations that he will definitely be able to give us in his current state. Okay, so Navi targets him, but, you know, he doesn't have anything to say, obviously. He's not even blinking, man. Okay, we gotta do something about this quick. Let's go to Zora's Fountain. Let's see if anything's going wrong over there that we can fix. Pass by him. Does touching ice do anything? Okay, in Majora's Mask, touching ice causes you to be frozen for whatever reason, so I was wondering if it was the same way here in Ocarina of Time, but it seems to not be. The texture on that water kind of freaked out as I went to the loading zone. That was interesting. Zora's Fountain. Well, Jabu Jabu is gone. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. Probably a bad sign, if I had to guess. There's a bunch of icy platforms out here, but fortunately the lake isn't entirely frozen over. Speaking of which, last weekend I actually went to this event called like the Art Shanties, I want to say it was called, in my home city, that took place on top of a frozen lake, because we're still in the middle of winter, and right now the lakes are frozen over. And the ice is thick enough on that one lake that we had a whole event held on it with like little stands and things to see. It was kind of cool, being able to just walk out on a frozen lake and go see some sights. It was neat. Though, you know, I was under constant tension over the fact that theoretically the ground could break under me and I could fall in freezing cold water and die at any point, but aside from that, it was really fun. Okay, we're going down under the water apparently. These fucking Octoroks can please leave me alone. Okay, can't climb on that for some reason. Also can't climb on this until now. Fuck off, Octoroks! Okay, we got the piece of heart from over there. Now where we'd like to go next is over here. Into the... Yes, exactly. Exactly what I intended. Into the water. Oh yeah, I also have another funny story from the time I went to see Iron Lung in theaters. I forgot... Can I really not climb on this thing? Really? Its physics are set up in just the perfect way that, like, if you start to climb on it, it starts leaning in your direction and causes your animation to be interrupted. That's so annoying. Anyway, I forgot how large drink sizes are at movie theaters, so I ordered a large pop to drink along with watching the movie, and oh my god, it was enormous. Good thing is, it gave me just enough pop to drink for the entire movie, so it was overall worth it, I'd say, even if I am starting to develop diabetes as a result. Anyway, inside this opening in the wall is the Ice Cavern. The Ice Cavern is kind of a dungeon, kind of not. It's more so a mini dungeon. There are keys and locked doors and whatnot, and like little secret chests to find, and there's even an item you obtain inside of it. Slight spoilers, I guess, but there isn't any boss of any kind, and there's not really, oh god, there's not really a big form of like major progression happening here. However, it is a mandatory area of the game that you'll have to visit at some point. So yeah, here we are visiting it. Hello, this is a new, this is a new enemy. These are freezers. They will blow ice at you, and if you get hit by it, you'll be frozen in it for a while. Just spam the buttons to get back out. Okay, there we go. Jump attack. I don't think there's anything else super important about these guys that I haven't already mentioned. Yeah, okay, gotta spam the buttons there. Somehow I'm constantly being outranged by them, and I don't really know how or why. There's also a trap in this room circling the center. Want to watch out for that. Hello. Do you guys just respawn? Or is one of you just constantly moving all throughout? Ow. Okay. That little... Come on! Stop! What the... You can't just squish yourself out of existence! Don't run from me, coward! Alright, he's respawning over here. And he's already damaged. Good. Thank you. To kill all of them, the door opens. That's good to know. Why does the ice on the floor of this room look like honeycomb? It looks like a blue honeycomb, doesn't it? Navi's pointing out something in the center of this room. Let's try Sun Song. That's this. We should be able to summon a large fairy from this by playing any random song on it. I think Song of Storms also works. All right, Song of Storms is the answer. How is it raining inside this cave? I have no idea. Anyway, we're only going to make the ice situation in here even worse by summoning all this water. That's just going to freeze and, yeah, turn into ice and make this place even more slippery than it already is. Which side did I come in from? I think this side's the one I unlocked, I want to say. Anyway, what I was saying before is the animation that plays when you get hit by a spike trap is actually a reference to Zelda 2 on the NES. Whenever Link took damage in that game, he would, like, jump in the air and hold his chest, kind of like Link does when he gets hit by a spike trap in this game. So yeah, it's a subtle nod to that, which I think is pretty cool. All right, here we have a big fan in this room, and then we have a new mechanic. We have to collect 5 of these large silver rupees. Each of them is worth 5 rupees, but the main reason why you bother collecting them is because collecting 5 of them unlocks the next door. I've always found this to be a very weird mechanic. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever in universe. Like, I guess, I don't know, the evil forces of Ganondorf are, like, setting up rupees. They're putting locked doors in your path that only open if you find all the money. Like, I don't know. I don't really get it, but it's here now. It's a new mechanic, so I may as well bring attention to it. All right, there's that. Do you have anything to say about this? No, okay. You just highlighted in green, but that's it. Camera's freaking out a little bit, but that's okay. I want to say this is the only path out of this room. Let's check the sides. Okay, there's red ice blocking a path there, and red ice blocking a path there. We'll have to backtrack for that at some point. Wow. Oh, no, you somehow didn't get hit by that icicle. Yeah, you want to watch out for those icicles in the ceiling. Don't you dare breathe. Thank you. They do have a long cooldown in between their ice breaths, so that gives you plenty of time to go and kill them, but if there's a lot of them in one room, it can kind of be hard to do that. A spike trap only deals a quarter of a heart of damage. Come on, guys. It's a spike trap moving along the floor. And it's clearly causing a big impact whenever it hits me. So how come the fucking bats covered in ice clouds are able to do more damage than them? It's so weird. I don't get the damage in this game. It makes no sense. All right, I only have 5 arrows, so I better make them count. There we go. I believe that's a new enemy, Ice Keese. Yeah, if they touch you, they cover you in ice. Pretty self-explanatory. I want to say, yeah, okay, you do get... Fuck you. I always attack these guys at the worst times, don't I? Let's get these hearts right here, get back to full health. Because, you know, all the damage I took there and the mistakes I made doesn't matter because the game's just going to give me 50 hearts around the next corner. That's how it works. All right, let me... Hi, Navi, I was just about to explain this.
This blue fire, it doesn't seem natural. Maybe you can use it for something?
If you only have 1 bottle coming into this dungeon's about to be a bit of a pain, because the main mechanic of it, or at least right now the main mechanic of it, is this blue fire, which you can pick up in a bottle. You put the blue fire into the bottle. This is a cool flame that you can use with blang, blang, or blam. Yep. Blang, blang, or blam. That's my new names for those buttons. I'd like to fill both of my bottles with it, just so we have a good supply of it going forwards. Thank God you can skip that text. It's like one of the only times they let you do that. Can you breathe fire again? I was gonna say... I just said I was gonna say fire, but I literally did say fire, when that is absolutely the opposite of what they breathe at you. What's in that pot? That pot's covered in red ice, and as you could probably surmise, when red meets blue... Red gets scared and runs away. Like it should. Or as it should. That would have sounded much cooler. Anyway, here's a big chest. This should contain a map. Indeed, the dungeon map. I think there's also a compass to find, but, you know, this isn't really a full-blown dungeon, so yeah. It's a little strange how this works, but, you know, it's here. Jump across this thing. I believe this pot will have a fairy or something inside of it, since it is guarded so well by the red ice. Because, you know, if it had... Okay, it has 50 rupees inside of it. That's kind of cool. Ah, there's a freezer on the floor. That's what I've been hearing. Oh, look at that. We can carry above 200 rupees. It's fantastic. Why did the bats respawn? Hang on. I already dealt with you guys. Or maybe I only dealt with one and then the others were just off screen the entire time, so their AI didn't get a chance to update. It's entirely possible that's what happened. Anyway, gonna go back here, gonna grab more blue fire because we're gonna need this blue fire. But yeah, if you're coming into this place with only 1 bottle, you're gonna have to go back and forth throughout it quite a bit. Fortunately, you have to have a bottle coming in, so it's not like this place will be impossible to complete with your current equipment, because you have to at least have gotten the bottle from the Rudo's letter back at the beginning of the game, or back towards the beginning of the game, not at the beginning, you know. towards the end of the first third of the game. You know what I mean. Okay, then there are 2 walls of red ice we can now open up in this room, so we may as well open both. Ayaw? This animation is quite slow, but that's okay. We can have at least a little bit of patience, right? It almost looks like a mouth that slowly opens in the walls, kind of like the big skull in Dodongo's cavern when you bomb both of its eyes and its mouth opens. Kind of reminds me of that. Okay, I can't remember which one of these pathways is optional, which is required at the moment, so let's just go down one of them and see what we find. Okay, this is the optional way. Good. So we got a bunch of keys on the wall. Unfortunately, not many arrows to take care of them, but perhaps fortunately, we have a hookshot to take care of them. Let's do that. Hiya! Can't break the icicle with the... Okay, interesting. Actually, would you call these icicles because they're on the ground and, you know, it's like the stalactite, stalagmite kind of thing? You know, you could probably call those maybe like something more fancy than icicle, maybe like iciglacier? I don't know, I'm trying. Let's refill our bottles with blue fire right here, since, you know, the game's giving us another spot of blue fire, may as well take it. There's also lots of things we can melt within this room, so that's useful. I also hear a golden skulltula within. Here's another chest. Let's start with this. This should have the compass in it, if anything. Hold on. Gotta wait for the ice to fully melt first. Does make sense. You know, the chests are surprisingly large for having such a small item inside of them. Like, all of that space for just one item. They're really taking up that much space for no reason. Oh my god. There's no reason to make the chest that big, guys. And it's weird. The small chests will sometimes have, like, these huge rupees in them worth 200. But then the large chests have, like, a little compass inside of them. It's funny how this game works. Okay, that's our second piece of heart of the next set. Got a golden skullshell up here. We're already on the way to 40 skullshell tokens. I can't remember what the reward is at 40, so I'm very excited to see that. It'll be a surprise even to me. It's probably like rupees or something, because, you know, there's not that many unique rewards in this game. But still, you know, could be something cool. Perfect. Okay, with 2 blue fires, that should be plenty for the next room, which should be directly across from where we entered before. Indeed, we just want to go. That's I am very sorry, Link, for subjecting you to that. That must be very painful. While I'm thinking of it, let me actually stop moving for a brief while and put my sword away. I don't think you have to put your sword away for this, but it gives us a clear review. You wait for a while, Link will do an idle animation, and while he's in the ice cavern, he does a special one because it's cold in here, so he starts shivering. And he sneezes. It's a nice little detail. This also carries over into Majora's Mask, where Link will be shivering in Snowhead Mountains. I like it. Oh, I caught a glimpse of this room before it loaded in. Sorry, game. I won't tell Nintendo about this, okay? If you tell Nintendo about this, they'll never be able to unsee it. They'll have to patch it out in their next official release of the game. If they're making one, which I don't know if they are. I wouldn't mind if they never made an official, another official release of this game. I mean, after all, they do already have the 3DS version, which is a decent enough remake in itself. But it is also a 3DS game, and I understand the 3DS is not exactly, like, the way to play portable games anymore. Even though the 3DS is freaking awesome, and I loved it. Oh my god, I love my 3DS, man. I have so many games for it, and there's so many fun games on it. And it's, like, genuinely one of my favorite consoles ever, of all time. I don't know what that's a reference to. I've heard so many people say it as a reference, like, best thing ever of all time, but I have no idea what it's referencing. If you know, let me know in the comments below, so I can farm engagement on this video. I didn't want to climb this block. I wanted to shove it. Shove! This is a sliding block puzzle. This is pretty cool. What I think you want to do is, you know, move the block into positions where you can climb on it to access higher areas, such as these posts so you can grab more silver rupees, or the ledges on the side of the room so you can grab more blue fire, or reach that silver rupee over there. Of course, you have to figure out how to push the block in the correct ways to achieve those goals. So yeah, it's pretty cool. You also have to make sure not to climb on it all the fucking time like I am. It's the weird way this game's controls work, you know. you can't hold down the control stick up towards the block too long or else you climb it, but if you have to do it just short enough so it's just a normal grab instead, it's really weird. So a bunch of red rupees in the sky. I don't feel like grabbing those. I don't think we're gonna need to spend rupees on anything anytime soon, so I think I'll just leave those there. Is there like a hookshot point? Okay, Navi's glowing on something. Maybe you can play the Song of Time? Let's try it. Okay, you can. That was a perfect amount of time for me to take a drink of water. That was nice. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to activate that after we get up there. Okay, so let's play the Song of Time to make those go away, so that once we eventually get up to that ledge, we can play the Song of Time up there and climb onto them from there. That's how it's gonna work. Okay, wasn't standing in the exact right position, my bad. Gotta move 5 pixels to the right. It's more like 100, but you know what I mean. That's still... What? It's probably fine. I could probably reach up there anyway. Speaking of which, I think I can just push this over, can't I? Okay, let's see. Can I climb from here? Yes, I can! Perfect! Not like the camera's gonna help me very much, but yeah, we can climb up onto these blocks from here. Both of my... Camera, can you please... Why is the camera, like, locked to the... Camera! What are you doing, Why is it locked in this position? That's so weird. Get me out of this. What the hell is that about? Okay, now from here... And push you this way. Get this silver rupee. If I remember correctly, the master mode, or the master quest version of this puzzle is a lot more tricky. I think you actually have to, like, deliberately fail the block pushing and start it over again just so you can access different platforms. So right here, it's pretty straightforward. I say until now, and then, okay, if I push it any more this way, it's gonna fall into the pit. Can I just do this? I feel like I can. I feel like I have to be able to if I was just angled more to the left. There we go. Perfect. Why is the camera doing that whenever I enter these spaces? I don't remember doing this. Is this a bug? I don't think it is. It feels intentional. If it is intentional, though, it's freaking weird, and I don't like it. All right, get all of these, and then we should be able to bring the block over to the other side of the room where we can then leave. Okay, yeah, you do have to purposefully launch the block into a pit and then restart. I see. It's been a while since I've played this part. I can't easily remember this puzzle. There we go. Off it goes. Do not worry, a new block will regrow itself back at the starting position. Okay, then we just get it over there. I think that's pretty simple. Yes. You don't climb on top of it, Link. Come on. Push it this way. Then... No. Push it this way. Stop. Link. That away. There we go. Then it is... That doesn't work. Okay, gotta restart. Gotta push it somewhere else. Okay, I think I see it. I think you just push it forwards. You push it towards the room, and then push it this... No, it'll just then be stopped by that. Okay, well, guess I have to spend a bit of time relearning this puzzle. It's okay, we're very late into this dungeon, so we got time to finish this. I don't consider this video to be running on too long. I am just a little over an hour, and that's it. I will be cutting stuff out, so it's probably gonna be about an hour and 15 minutes is my estimation. All right, come on, get yourself into the pit so we can restart this. All right, let me take a look at this room. So forwards doesn't do anything. I can probably push it this way, then this way. Okay. I think I know. This way? That puts it in the pit. This is, I feel like the solution is really obvious, and I'm just missing it completely. It's like, you have to put it over here eventually. But how do you? Is there a way to set up an obstacle? I don't think there is. I think you have to use the obstacles as they're given. Wait! I think I see it. So I thought I tried pushing it in this order before, and it wouldn't have worked, but maybe I'm wrong? Push it this way. Then... this way. Okay, yes, this has to work. Yes, this'll work. I think. I hope. I sure fucking hope it works. Okay, good, it will. Alright, you just make it do a big circle. You just do the route I was already going on, but you do it a little differently. Alright. It took me long enough. Let's climb up and get out of here. Dodge the icicles, or not, because they're not that threatening after all. Yeah! Get destroyed. Why did it feel like my jump attack was like cut short there? Did you guys see that? That felt a little jank. Uh-oh, I only have one blue fire. I didn't go grab another one. I hope I don't need more than one. I don't think I do. Okay, I think I only need to melt one of these. Let's melt this one, because it's large and in charge. Get it out of our way. Okay, I ended up melting all three. Good. Goody. Let's hope I don't need any more red ice from this point onwards. Or, we will need blue fire to thaw out the people outside in Zora's domain. But before I get more into that, take a look at this room. This looks awesome. I'm sure this effect on the walls looked even better on like an actual N64 and an actual CRT, but it still looks really cool even on emulator. I love it. This is one of the coolest looking rooms in the game. I want to say Ocarina of Time 3DS adds these like distant large crystals in the background that makes it look even better, but this looks pretty cool too. I like it. This is one of the rooms that has held up the best from this game. However, as you can tell, it's a large flat room, so of course, we're gonna be fighting something! Our mini-boss, it's the White Wolfos! It is exactly the same as the regular... What a fucking waste of mini-boss music, jeez! What, did the devs not expect people to use the jump attack? It is exactly the same as the normal Wolfos, it just has more health. Not that you could tell! Alright, let's get our item. That was amazing. I love how I played mini-boss music and then just died in one hit. You got the iron boots. So heavy, you can't run. So heavy, you can't float. Sounds terrible. Why am I getting these? Is this really an upgrade?
We meet again, Link. If you came here to meet the Zoras, you wasted your time. This is all there is. With one exception, the Zoras are now sealed under this thick ice sheet. I managed to rescue the Zora princess from under the ice, but she left to head for the Water Temple. This ice is created by an evil curse. The monster in the Water Temple is the source of the curse. Unless you shut off the source, this ice will never melt. If you have courage enough to confront the danger and save the Zoras, I will teach you the melody that leads to the temple. Time passes, people move. Like a river's flow, it never ends. A childish mind will turn to noble ambition. Young love will become deep affection. The clear water's surface reflects growth. Now listen to the serenade of water to reflect upon yourself. You have learned the Serenade of Water. Link, I'll see you again.
No, I really wanted you to teach me that trick. Maybe next time. Though, we've thought that every single time so far. So, the iron boots. The main purpose of these things is to slow you down whenever you're on the surface. So yeah, obviously wearing them on the surface or on land is a terrible idea. In water, however, this enables you to actually sink to the bottom and access new areas. That's the main purpose of the iron boots, is to actually let you frickin' explore the water. They're just pretty cool. So if you use them right away, you get a nice fancy shortcut back to the beginning of the ice cavern. That's actually pretty cool. That's pretty nifty. We'll have to stop by a thing of blue fire and grab some before I truly leave. Ooh, that's a cool map. I like how that's laid out. Okay, let's take off these boots. Unfortunately, if you want to switch on and off the boots, and you're gonna be wanting to switch on and off the boots, you have to go to the equipment screen to do it every single time, which gets quite annoying, as you'll see later on, but it's fine. We can deal with we can deal with it once I stop being hit by a spike trap. All right, there that goes. I like the ice particles that show whenever you destroy one of the icicles. It's pretty cool. Or sorry, the icicles. Gotta get the terminology right. Okay, let's fill up both of our bottles with blue ice because there were 2 things to thaw. 2 things covered with... Am I calling it blue ice? I meant blue fire. There are 2 patches of red ice out in Zora's domain that we need to thaw. One of them surrounding King Zora, the other one guarding the way to the Zora shop. Also, ooh, okay, there's something I want to do, speaking of King Zora, there's something I kind of want to do involving the Zora shop, and I want to see if I'll be able to do it with the current rupee count that I have. In any case, though, let's get out of here. We've gotten what we need to. We've gotten what we came here for, the iron boots, and as well as the, as well as the Serenade of Water. That is not the exit. This is the exit. Perfect. The Serenade of Water warps you to Lake Hylia. There is unfortunately no fast travel to Zora's domain, which is a huge inconvenience in the Adult Link world where the only way to get here is through Zora's River, because, the shortcut between Lake Hylia and Zora's domain can't be accessed because Zora's domain is frozen over, and unfortunately it never thaws out for the entire game. So yeah, that's not an option, and I guess you can take the way through Kokiri Forest, but it's still kind of slow and out of the way and still pretty annoying even if it's, you know, there and exists. I would have much rather had the warp song bring you here, but I guess I understand why it brings you to Lake Hylia, and hey, Lake Hylia isn't a terrible warp point. There is a decent amount to do out there. If you use the iron boots right here in this lake, you should be able to reach another piece of heart, though you will have to risk drowning in the process. Okay, yes, there's a piece of heart in the center of the lake, so you want to walk all the way down here. Fortunately, you walk at normal movement speeds with the iron boots underwater. You don't have the gimped movement speed that you do on land. Yes, I am aware that gimp is a derogatory term, but only in other contexts. In the context I used it just now, it is not. Important distinction. Someone got on my case for that in the whatchamacallit, the SCP Containment Breach Health System video that I made a few months ago, because I said, like, your movement speed is gimped in the intro of that video, and someone said, oh, by the way, that's a slur. And like, yeah, it technically is if you use it in certain contexts, but there are other definitions for it where it's not derogatory, so yeah. And that's the one I was using, the definition where it isn't, so just so you know. Just to defend myself against the one person who gives any fuck about that at all. Yeah. It is still good to know that it can be used in a derogatory manner, though, because, like, you know, it's worth knowing that so you can avoid it. Alright, so what I would like to do is, before saving the King of the Zoras, I want to save the Zora shop. You know how capitalism works. Oh, that's a lot of lag for some reason. Guess the melting animation is too much for this game. Hello there. Welcome. How are you alive for this long? I guess you've been, like, slowly eating your food storages. That's what one of the NPCs in Silksong does, so I guess that makes sense. Yes, okay, 300 rupees. I would like to buy this Zora tunic. Not just because there's nothing to spend rupees on otherwise, but because something quite funny happens if you do this. You got a Zora tunic. This diving suit, which looks identical to the Kokiri's tunic, is adult size, so it won't fit a kid. Wear it and you won't drown underwater. Very nice. Let's put that on immediately. Hiya! Perfect. It's very cool and blue. I like it. Does fit with this place's aesthetic a lot. It's probably my favorite of the 3 tunics. I like the color blue. What can I say? It's one of my top favorite colors. Might be my favorite color. I don't really have a single favorite color, though. Every color has its place. I can't decide just one. But if I had to pick just one, blue would probably be it. Alright, let's get the blue fire out, and now we can free the King of the Zoras. Eventually, once I climb up that ledge. Kinda tough to control this game, you know? Especially because I've been playing Elden Ring on Steam Deck lately, so kind of more used to that game's controls, and going back to, you know, emulating an N64 game. It's a little weird. Hello, Mr. King, sir. I shall address you from the respectful position, as you wish. Oh, I'm revived. Was it you who saved me? Don't be so nervous. I will give you a Zora tunic as a token of my thanks. He will normally give you one for free, but if you've already bought one from the shop, he says this. If you have this, you could... What? You already have one? You're ready for anything, aren't you? With my heartfelt thanks, how about a kiss? What? You don't want it? Oh well. I love that. If you don't want my rewards, you can listen to my troubles. Princess Ruto has gone to the Temple of Lake Hylia and has not come back. I'm so worried. Again. You're only worried about your daughter and not the people. I mean, I understand being worried about your daughter, but the rest of your people are also missing, aside from the shopkeeper. Shouldn't you be worried about them too? I see. Princess Ruto went to the water temple. Okay, he just mumbles that to himself over and over again. I believe you can hand in the prescription and he'll give you another item so you can carry on this little trading sequence that will eventually lead somewhere. But I think I'm gonna save that for later. Right now, we have a directive to head to the water temple, so... why don't I play the Serenade of Water and warp to Lake Hylia, and that's where we shall end the video. Just real quick, how's it go again? Perfect, I didn't forget. I mean, I didn't have to go look at the menu for it, so... Just takes me a bit of trial and error, you know? I say this like every time I play one of these songs, because I always struggle to play the songs when I'm on camera, so I feel like I have to keep excusing it. Okay, Princess Ruto is down in the water temple somewhere, and with our iron boots, we should now be able to go down, sink down to the bottom of the mostly drained lake, and access the entrance. Next time on The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we play through the most infamous dungeon in the entire game, and perhaps even the entire Zelda series. Thank you all for watching if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the future.